Welcome back, folks. It's Chuck Penzien with the Penzien Legal Group. Today's video, another one of our estate planning videos, is looking at a serious problem that came up in a conversation I had with a potential client that called me the other day. Specifically, I'm talking about the transfer of real estate from one generation to the next. In this particular call, a client had inquired as to whether or not a deed that they had prepared would be sufficient to put their son's name on a parcel of real estate that they own here in Michigan. They wanted to add that son or daughter to a parcel and add language to the deed, which would essentially, whoever dies first would get the property. Now, this is a piece of property that is in a relatively built-up area and has been owned by this potential client for a number of years. Now, the idea of doing that, I understand the idea is to transfer the property from one generation to the next without having to go through probate. That's what they're trying to accomplish. But it is a terrible idea to put a son or daughter's name on real estate while their parent still owns that property. The number one reason for that, frankly, is the loss of the step up in basis when the parent passes. So, as an example, the property that was owned by this parent or this potential client was a home that had been used for as a vacation spot here in Michigan, a number of places up north where they had owned this property, and this property was used had appreciated considerably during the period of time that the parent owned it. The idea was that they wanted to put their kid's name on it, therefore passing along the cottage or the house essentially to the next generation. Now the problem is when the parent purchased the property, it was much less valuable. They had done a bunch of improvements. They had the area had improved. It's in a very attractive area, and it had been lots of people want to buy cottages or vacation properties in that area. So it had really almost doubled in value since the parent had purchased it. Now the problem is if you put a child's name on a piece of property, you lose that step up in basis that you get if the parent passes and the property transfers at the time of death. In other words, that son or daughter, if they had put this person's name on the property, would have to pay tax or capital gains tax on all of the appreciation and value that the parent had experienced. So their basis is what that's called, would then be the basis that the parent paid, and then when they were to go to sell it, they would have to pay. If it had gone up $50,000 or $100,000, they would have to pay taxes on that amount. Now, if it was done through an estate plan or through a trust or even through a will when they passed, even though it had to go through probate, if it was done by a will, which isn't a great idea either, but if it had just passed through a will, the son or daughter who would get the property would avoid having to pay taxes on all that increase in value because the new basis or the son or daughter's basis in that property would be the value on the date of death of the parent. So it's always, always, always a terrible idea to put a son or daughter's name on a piece of property as a means of transferring ownership. That's a horrible idea. If you have a piece of property or if you are thinking about doing that, please contact an estate planning attorney. I'd be happy to sit down and talk you through the intricacies and some of the other options that are available that are easily deals with this issue. My contact information is in the description of this video, and of course, I also you can always contact my website or send me an email or whatever is easier for you to call or whatever the case may be. I'd be happy to sit down and walk you through it. My name is Chuck Penzien with the Penzien Legal Group. I look forward to helping you if we can. And if you have any questions about this or any other estate planning matters, feel free to reach out. Thank you very much for watching, and if you enjoy this content, please push like and share it below. Subscribe to the channel for additional content. We'd be happy to be your estate planning attorneys in the future. Again, thanks for watching. Bye-bye.